There's a moment everyone has experienced. You lock the door, you check it once, maybe twice. You glance around the room and you tell yourself something simple. I'm alone. It's a small thought, harmless, comforting, but it only works if it's true. Because if it isn't, if someone is already inside, then everything you think is protecting you means nothing. Tonight's episode isn't about ghosts. It's not about something following you home. It's about something much, much worse. Because the most terrifying thing you can share a space with is someone you don't know is there. So, the first story. Short-term rentals change the way people travel. You don't check into a hotel anymore. You unlock a stranger's house. You walk into a place that isn't yours. And for a few days, you pretend it is. And most of the time, that works out fairly well. At least, until it doesn't. A couple arrives at a rental late in the evening. Long drive. Exhausted. Ready to sleep. The house looks normal. Clean. Prepared. Nothing out of place. They unload their bags. Walk through the rooms. Do all the casual checks. Doors. Windows. Everything seems fine. They go to bed, and sometime in the night, they hear something. At first, it's faint. So faint that it barely registers. A shift, a creak, something above them. They ignore it. Old houses do make noise. Wood expands, walls settle. That's what people say anyways. But the second time, it's louder. Not a creak, not a pop. A step, a slow, deliberate step directly above the bedroom. Now they're awake. Now they're listening. Now their brains are trying to explain something they don't want to believe. Because if it's not the house, then what is it? They stay still, waiting. The sound stops. Silence. Heavy, unnatural silence. But eventually, exhaustion wins. They fall back asleep, and morning comes. Light fills the room, and suddenly everything feels normal again. They laugh it off. Oh, it was just an old house. Yeah, it was just bad sleep. Oh, maybe we were just overthinking. Until they hear it again in the daylight. A step right above them. And now there's no excuse. There's no darkness to blame. Just a sound in a place where no one should be. So they search the house, closets, rooms, checking doors. Nothing until they notice something small. A panel near the ceiling, slightly off, not broken, just wrong. They drag a chair over, push it open, and look inside. The space is narrow, cramped, barely big enough for a person, but someone had been there recently. There are wrappers, empty bottles, even a blanket, a place where someone had been lying, listening, moving, and waiting while they slept below. So they immediately left and would not stay another night. And I don't blame them, I wouldn't either. Because once you realize you're not alone, you don't stay to find out how long it's been that way. You just get the fuck out. Now, that story is disturbing because it ends before anything worse happens, but it raises a question that doesn't go away. If someone can live above you without you knowing, what else can they do? And what happens when they decide, or if they decide, to stop hiding? It's not something I want to have going through my head. Now, for the second story. This story doesn't stop at discovery. It crosses the line. So a woman checks into a rental, all alone. One night, that's it. She's very tired, and she's been traveling. She just needs a place to sleep. So, she goes through the same routine. Goes in, locks the doors, checks the windows, making sure everything's secure and quiet, and turns off the lights and lays down. Everything feels normal until she wakes up. No sound, No crash, not even a voice, just a feeling that something is wrong. The room feels different, heavy, like the air has changed. She opens up her eyes to look around, but finds nothing. Everything is exactly where it should be, except the closet. The door is slightly open. She knows it wasn't before. She is sure of it, but her brain tries its best to protect her. It's nothing. Oh, it was just a draft. Oh, it's the house shifting. Maybe you're just, not noticing it right. It's everything the brain is telling her. Anything but the truth. But she keeps looking at it because something inside her knows that it isn't right. And then movement inside the closet. Not fast, not sudden, but just enough. Enough to confirm that someone is in there, standing, watching her in the dark, not speaking, trying its best not to move, just waiting. And that's the worst part. Not the presence, not the danger, but the patience that this thing or person has. How long had he been there? Was it before she went to sleep? Before she had even arrived? So she doesn't scream because her brain is trying to process something that it doesn't fully understand. Her body locks up. She becomes frozen, watching, waiting. And then he moves, steps out of the closet, slowly, calmly, like he's been there the entire time, kind of like he belongs there. And that's when everything breaks. She hops out of bed and runs out of the room, out of the house, and into the street. Thankfully, she survives, but that moment can never leave her because she knows something most people don't. Safety isn't about locked doors. It's about knowing you're alone, and she wasn't. We trust some spaces too easily. Rooms and houses that we're comfortable with. Sometimes even places we've never been before. We just assume they're empty because they look empty, they feel empty, and we kind of just need them to be empty. But emptiness isn't something you can see. It's something you believe. And sometimes that belief is wrong. Sometimes someone is already there, waiting, watching, listening, sharing the same air that you were breathing. And the moment you realize it is the moment everything changes. This has been Tales from Helheim. And tonight, remember this: silence doesn't mean you're alone.
Raven.